Welcome to the HR Business Blueprint podcast. I'm Nikki Masterman, founder and CEO of Inspired HR. In this series, alongside my fabulous guests, we will be chatting about becoming a consultant and building a HR business. So on this episode, I am joined by Steph and Debbie of Stebbington. So Stebbington are an organisation that I got introduced to through a lady called Sarah Hamilton-Gill, who I do the regular Corfu retreat with, and she is a coach and helps in-house HR professionals go from internal roles to launching their own consultancy. And these guys were recommended on the back of, I spent 5 years building a CRM for my business that helps keep my business automated and organised. But I reached a point in business where I just couldn't keep on top of it anymore. It was me that knew the system inside out and the automation, but I just couldn't keep on top of the volume and growth that we had. So I needed somebody who was an expert in CRMs and automation for HR consultancy to come in and support me. So Debbie and Steph, welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting us on.
You're very welcome.
Excited.
I know it's going to be a great episode. And just to put a little bit of a disclaimer out there for everyone, it's going to be a lively one because we've got three very big personalities on this podcast. So just a brief little introduction on Debbie and Steph, and I'm going to get them to tell their story because they have a wonderful story about how they've worked together. So in summary, they have a 20-year friendship and work together, and they turn some of their ideas into a fantastic business that supports other HR consultants. Basically what they do is to help you build CRM systems, or if you've already built something that needs managing and setting up right to do the right things for you and workflows, this is what these ladies do. So that's a brief summary, but tell us your story in your own words, ladies.
Ooh, Debs, you go first.
Okay, well, once upon a time, there was two girls.
And they went for a picnic.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty much, Nikki, what you said. So we used to work together in corporate. We're both in the customer service sort of team. But the thing we really noticed was that, like, in a lot of big companies, they have systems, they have processes that nobody really understands. So we really helped in the corporate world to kind of like streamline everything and understand it all. We really streamlined processes and made it a little bit nicer for everybody in the office. But on the out of work stuff, basically Steph was this really cool person in the office, and she was loud, she was like happy, and I really wanted to be her friend. And then one day she came over and started talking to me, and then we went on a wild night in Brighton, eating Burger King, and then we just became best friends since then. So as our work life kind of changed, Steph went off and travelled the world, and I just stayed at home.
Raising a child. Raising a child. You've got a 20-year-old son now.
Yeah, because she came back, and then we just decided that there's a real need in the world of sort of HR consultants and many other businesses that they don't know what they don't know. So we know a lot about automation. We are the nerds you need because we know automation, we know systems, and we know we can make magic happen with systems to make it work for you. Because a lot of the time businesses are like, oh, well, Dave down the pub uses this system, so therefore I must use this system. And that's not how it works. You should always have a system that works for your business. So that's kind of what we do and who we are.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have anything to add other than throughout our careers we both had a lot of experience with implementing software. We kept falling into that process improvement. Like Debbie had a team of 20 and no one was happy because the process wasn't working, because someone in another office in another country said you need to use this system, and then you have to actually implement it. And likewise. So yeah, like Deb said, then we're here. I'm back in England.
Thank goodness.
We're coming into our fifth year. Well, we're into our 5th year now. And it's been amazing because a lot of it is CRMs, but there's other things as well with the project management, and all those other little bits of systems, isn't it? So the call booking links, making sure that they're set up. And then when something goes wrong, who do people call? Because not everyone has an IT department. When you're a small to medium business, you're not going to have that dedication. And even then, it doesn't fall under IT, it's software. So, IT don't really use the software. We just use the software. We're not hardware.
We don't do printers. We don't do printers.
No, two of us.
I hate printers.
It took two of us at my printer for 45 minutes to print off one piece of paper. So no, but automation, yeah. And then like that, with the experience we've gathered with my travels, I was working different industries as well. Same way with different departments. So it's understanding kind of holistically how a business works, and then we can look in and drill down into that particular process that might be a little bit broken.
Yeah. Now, I've recently started working with you. And obviously, it's like opening a Christmas package. Every time I go into one of my boards, we kind of do something and then wait to see what automation's going to happen that we haven't had before. And we keep a look in the little bottom right-hand corner where the little robot pops up and goes, automation. And we're like, oh, look at that. And it's like, oh, that's new. Oh, look at that. So, yeah, I mean, I spent 5 years. I'm very proud of the CRM system that I built.
It's a good.
I mean, it's an incredible system. I love it. I am very proud of it. But I'd reached a point where I just haven't got the time, and none of my team have the skill set to do it, because I'm a try it learner. So over the years, I've tried it, learned it. But I've become so busy, I just don't have the time. So, I mean, I've probably got quite an advanced system compared to a lot of HR consultants, because I've been doing it years. I embraced it early. I'm very good at spotting things to have in place and knowing it was coming along. But I guess you will work with HR consultants that are in their early days, where they may ask you to literally set it up from scratch for them, and what's the best platform based on other systems and integrations that they may need. But I guess for me, you kind of went in and went, okay, we need to look at what you've set up here, because it must be harder. It's like when we do a handbook, it's much easier to use ours from scratch than it is to go in and review it and change it. So there must be kind of bringing different challenges for you, do they, around HR consultants?
Yeah, we love though. Yeah,
we love variety is the spice of life in our world, and it's very different. So we do a lot of project implementation. So like that, when businesses, they've got nothing in place, or maybe a few spreadsheets, and they've gone, there's a need here for this, and we get to do it. Oh, it's a fresh canvas, and it's lovely. But I don't know, on the other side, it's fun when you kind of like that. You've got this amazing system. It's like, right, let's see what we can do. And we roll up our sleeves, and it's like, yeah. It's very different, but it's and some people like yourself, it's not that they can't do it, it's just they don't have the time. The same way we outsource, our bookkeeping and things. It's not that you can't do it.
I can't do it.
Well, no, you're marketing. I'm accounts. But it is fun. I mean, I think fundamentally though, the first thing always is understanding the process. Whether they've got something or not, is we have to understand their business. What do they do? Because even within HR consultancy, there's so many different ways of working still, isn't there? There's slightly different modules. And even if you're delivering the same kind of services, you might go around that in your back end of the office in a different way. So it's understanding how people work, what they're using the system for, where are the gaps, and how can we fill those gaps.
And obviously, our listeners are HR consultants, and they can be at stages of their internal and thinking about it. They could be thinking about how do they start, and what's been our journey, and who do we recommend. And then some who are kind of quite established, different sizes. One that may have 1 or 2 staff. Some that are kind of our size, where we've got 10 employees now and probably 10, 15 associates that we use, so we've grown significantly over the years, and it comes with all different focuses. But for those who are listening, talk us through the specifics of your service offering and the value that brings to consultants, no matter their stage.
So we've got some examples. So we're working with someone who's just started their business. At the moment, they don't have any systems. They just have a spreadsheet. So at the moment, whilst they don't have that many clients and that, they're doing a lot of things manually. For instance, writing out their proposal information to start off with. And then they need to make a little project folder and keep all of that stuff in there. So it's all via their emails. So emails back and forth, extracting that attachment, putting it in somewhere else. And that all takes time. Now, that whilst it's great at the moment, while she doesn't have massive amounts of clients, when she starts getting those massive amounts of clients in, it's not going to be sustainable. So thinking about, so what we've done is kind of automated that. So having a system where everything goes into one place, so emails can be sent from there. So therefore the attachments are all in there. And then a project file can be connected to that client. So as she grows, it's already set up and it's already there. So that's a massive time saver, and it's a massive headache, because how many times, like when you wake up at 2 a.m, you think, oh no, I forgot to send that over, or I forgot to follow up with, with people, your prospects. Quite often a massive thing that gets missed is the prospecting stage. So we speak to lots of people who go to networking, maybe they're like, oh, I need a HR person, so so you give them your card, and then you go off on your merry way, and then a couple of weeks later you're like, oh, I can't remember who that person was, or so knowing the pipeline of what could be coming in, all of that stuff. So that's kind of where we come in and sort of map their current process, and quite often it will be very, very basic and very simple, and that's great, that's fine, because we can build on it. But mapping that process and finding out what they're doing now, and then we kind of go in and go, well, that can be automated, because as we said, it's what you don't know what you don't know. So just finding little ways to do that. So we kind of come in and sort of save you time and get the computer to do the work for you. But the other thing that we're very serious about, and obviously as HR people as well, you probably appreciate this, is that you don't want everything to be automated. You want to have that time where the things that can be automated are automated, but there's something to be said for that human touch. And if you're automating a lot of the, proposal document creations or the invoicing or any of that, then you've got time to have that customer touch point and speak to them and build that kind of relationship. And that's where, as a sort of a brand new person, that's kind of where we save the time and just build the warm and fuzzies with your clients, because that's what we want. People do business with people.
And I think the fact we're system agnostic as well. So we're not tied in with a one system. We are like, what is best for you and how are they already using it? And we're very much like, utilize what you have already. And I think that brings in, because of that, we are very much solution finders, sorry. Problem solvers or solution finders.
Solution finders.
Or me, so yeah, I'm a solution.
We're not good with words, but we're good with tech.
Yeah. And do you know what's interesting is that as you were talking there, Debbie, my brain was like, oh, link into the client folder in our OneDrive, into our client list. Stephanie, one for the list.
Look at the list.
Client folder.
And that is the other thing, when someone already has something. So with one of our clients, we've been working with them for the last year ongoing, because they're already established, we can't go in and just change everything straight away. So it's just doing it kind of process by process. So they have specific services. So for each one, they're kind of standalone products. So we make sure that process is sorted. So again, like Deb said, we're saving them time, their mental load of remembering everything and, oh, I mustn't forget to do that thing and that. No, let the system remind you. Use tasks because they're really useful. Like when what was it, when AWS went down and we use Asana for our tasks, and like that, everything's in there, whether it's a Stebbington thing or a client project, everything's sorted, it's all there. That's my to-do list. So in the morning I can log in and that's what I'm doing today. And when that went down, there was a little part of me that was like, oh my goodness, back to paper.
The anxiety that would have given me. I mean, I've seen a few updates happening. We use Monday.com, as you know, and I've started seeing some security updates starting to happen on that, and kind of double verification starting to appear and other things on it. And I was on it the other night and I was trying to get a few things done and update my job list, because if I don't, I'm anxious the next day because I can't prioritise. And it was just spinning. They clearly had some updates going on.
They had an update on like a few days ago. Yeah.
I wanted to put my hand through the laptop. I was like trying to get things done. It was 2 a.m. I was really tired, and I was like, I was doing my late night ADHD thing of hyper focusing, wanting to get this thing done, and I couldn't, and I was getting so frustrated.
That is when tech gets infuriating, isn't it? It is. And that was that does bring me on to something. So having the tasks. Having it all there, having the system do it so you don't have to remember, that load there alone is huge, because as business owners, you have so many different plates, and the last thing you want to do is let something slip through the net, especially if it's for a client. So yes, utilising tech all the way.
Absolutely. And what impact is AI having on the kind of things that you're doing now? Because there's a lot of talk that AI is going to take over jobs, but the reality is it still can't think like a human, and it won't have ideas. It only does what it's told. And you will have business owners that have ideas. I mean, already as we've been taught, I'm like, oh, okay, we need to add to the list about looking at all invoices where we can click and link it to Zero, and when we need to quickly get an invoice out for, say, something like occupational health, we can click a couple of things and it does it, instead of having to wait for, Nick, my head of business, to come in and send out the invoices. Is there something me or Jenny can do, or the team that have kind of been engaged to do that? And then, of course, I'm thinking, the proposals. So that ADHD idea brain in me, that job list for both of you, I'm really sorry, it's getting bigger in my head doing this already.
Send it over an email. I get it. Well, AI is everywhere, isn't it now? Though, and I feel like every single software and everything has the AI component. And I think AI, look, we have to embrace it. It is changing. There's lots of great things it can do. Data analysis is a really useful one. But I'm still sometimes AI, I don't always trust it because you can't. No. Sometimes it's wrong. Sometimes it hallucinates. Yeah, we can call it out as much as we like, but it isn't. So with that, sometimes we use the advanced automation over AI still, because when you're extracting information, when you're dealing with client data, you want to make sure it's 100%. Whereas with AI, you don't want it to have it's woken up and it's a bit drunk today, so it's just doing whatever. But 100% with proposals, it can be really useful. Again, you need the human touch, but if you can use AI or the tone of an email, you can use AI for that. There's lots. Again, I'm always a bit cautious. I prefer using it for the data analysis, content creation, getting ideas, utilize it. I think, especially like that with the ADHD, long emails and proposals, struggle with. AI's great for that.
I use it for cutting down my emails. I'm like, shorten this for me. And make it my tone of voice and don't remove this, that, or the other. Yeah, it's great for that. That's my reasonable adjustment in work for me.
Or Debbie did something really cool this morning with AI, where it's extracting with the emails. You can tell them, Debs. You just do something.
So I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with AI, but this thing I did love. So what my client wanted is they wanted to set KPIs within their team to know how they want to be a proactive kind of service. They don't want to be reactive. So what she wanted to do was find out how many people were following up. So if you've got emails that say, update or follow up or anything like that, we've kind of extracted from her inbox, and then it goes into, in this case, Airtable. So it reads it and says, this is a follow-up email, and it will add a line into Airtable to say, this is a follow-up email, and then it'll increase the amount of times it's followed up if people keep following up. So then she can have a report at the end of the month to say, Joe Blogs, you have been followed up 15 times this month, what's going on? Or, for all of her staff. So it was a way of measuring KPIs. So it's nothing too complicated, because I do love AI, but like Steph says, I will argue with my chatters.
She gets really annoyed about it as well, full-on arguments.
Because it's like, no, this is right. And I'm like, it is not right, because it kind of, I think people need to be aware that sometimes, just check. It's not always right. I get very flustered about it. I see so many people relying on it, and also it learns how you speak and it learns what you want to hear. So that's something else that's really important. It's like if you're constantly giving it stuff for it to learn, it's going to learn what you want to hear. So sometimes you'll say, yes, that's right. And you're like, but that's right in my mind. Humans are different. This is the difference between AI and humans. So everyone thinks differently. So your AI is learning to think like you. That doesn't necessarily mean it's right.
No, and interestingly, it's funny because I was using it this morning to finalise a document, and to just make sure it wasn't too long and I hadn't missed anything. And it had made something a little bit too long. And I always use please and thank you, because what's always in my head is if it ever goes Terminator, to know I've been nice to it. It's really freaky. It's really freaky. One of those things, for example, I never ever hang my arm or my leg over the bed just in case something comes out and grabs me. Now,
I think that's sensible. I think that's just sensible.
I think all three, I know that all three of us are the same page for both the leg hanging over the bed. 100%. 100%.
We've seen too many films about AI.
Yes, iRobot, all of them. No, we have to stay on the good side of the robots, 100%. And keep your legs
I call
on your
my
bed.
chatters Poppet, and it calls me Poppet back. It's like, you're right, Poppet. No, no. We have a lovely relationship most of the time.
There is the other side. Like, AI is great, but there is the other side, isn't it? Like, with the please and thank yous, I heard like how much that actually costs because of the extra
the environment, because of the extra space. You know, we had this recently where a lot of the systems, you know, we were I don't know whether it was us guys or someone else I was talking to about how much it actually costs the environment due to the extra energy of people using pleases and thank yous and, you know, all the different things it's getting used for, that they're kind of saying don't do that because actually it's not good for the environment and how much it costs.
Well, you say you can't put a price on manners, but apparently with AI you can. Like, but I would rather be polite.
Yeah,
I'm not taking that chance.
I'm taking no chances on the Terminator AI. I'm sorry, I can't. So we obviously talked about the automations and the CRM, and we know you integrate systems to get the best use of it. One of the other things you do is you help consultants and organisations map out their processes. Now, this is something that I know we're starting to work towards, and you'll be very proud of me because I did my first map out this week on a process.
I am so proud. Gold star for Nikki.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it was, so I was kind of, look, I've brought on new consultants recently. It's becoming painful to induct them because it's all in my head, how we do things. And actually I was like, I need to start handing some of this over, but that control freak perfectionist in me still needs it done in a certain way. So I mapped out, and I'll have to send you the pictures, but I mapped out how we manage our process for neurodiversity screening. So I listed the boards and the systems we use for my team member that's going to be managing this. I then mapped out the status changes when it reaches certain stages, so we can look in the board. So I made sure they knew what the status changes were in line. And then I mapped out the pricing and what they get under that pricing model. So we can now literally have like the prices start from, and this is what you get. And you know how you have the grid on, this is what you get if it's just a report. This is what you get if it's a report and screening. This is what if you get the second level of screening. And this is what happens if an employee withdraws consent, and, you know, and all the different things, and mapping out the processes and what you get with the little tick boxes. And I was like, need to come up with that. And then I mapped out with different colours, when this happened, you need to do this. And I kept putting update board. Well, if they say yes, if they say no, and honestly, it's such a pretty pattern. And my team member was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. It just maps out everything I do with all of the, if this happens, this is what you do. And then don't forget to do this. And then if this happens, instigate the invoice. And if this happens, add them into the platform. And if this happens and I mapped it, and I was like, why have I never done this before? Oh my God, life changing.
And we talk about process mapping all the time, and people are, oh yeah, I'm like, no, seriously, because you've got the clarification in your own mind now, haven't you? So not only are you able to give it to the new employee, but you've got it clear. It's like, this is what happens, and then we can come along. Nikki sent me the map, and we can go, right, okay, so there's a couple of little bits there. So you said when something like this happens, instigate the invoice. That's one tick box done. That could then create that for them. And again, like Deb said, sometimes, like even with invoices, it can create the invoice, have it all ready to go, and then someone can just cast their eye over it and then send it. Because we do like a little bit of a human touch. I think when it comes to clients, and especially if it's an onboarding or something, you want to make sure it is 100%, because that's the first impression they get of your company, isn't it? They've signed up with you, and now they want to see what it's like to work with you. You want to make sure that onboarding process is smooth. I'm so proud of you, Nikki. I'm like, love business. And it's clarification for your mind, for your team. Everyone knows. And then, next time you have a new team member, boom, there's your process map.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, and you'll be proud of this. So I'm like, process map it, and then I do like a little video as well, and demo and screen share, and so I've got, again, the ADHD brain. Oh, I could do this and I could do that. Who do I now send that whiteboard picture to for them to design it and do it? And I was like, well, Stebbington, of course.
I mean, the thing is, like, I'll be honest, like, process mapping isn't always the most funnest thing to do. And quite often when you start your business, you think, well, it's all in my own head and I know what I need to do. And like, that is such a dangerous way of thinking, because Nikki, you can attest to this. Like, now you're like, okay, now it's a much bigger map now than it would have been if I'd started, which is why we always really encourage process mapping as kind of a first thing. And it's a time investment. You do have to kind of have a day working on your business. I always get those two mixed up, to do it, because you need to sit there and go, okay, I need to just focus on this and make it done, and get the map done.
A day, couple of hours. Couple of hours. We're ADHD, love. Couple of hours, we'll work that out.
But then you need to revisit it. Like, that's the other thing as well. It's working on your business. It's one of those things that you should be doing at least a few times a year, where you kind of dig out the map. Is it still the same process? Yeah, cool. If it's not, just change it a little bit, and then then you've got it again. So it is one of those things. It's like, but so many small businesses don't have anything documented. And Nikki, as you said, like, now when you're bringing people on, it's that time, you haven't got time to be kind of explaining it. So the earlier you get this documentation, these, SOPs, process maps done as a video, as a picture, whatever works. And it's always good to have different media for it, because people you take on, some people are more visual, some people would rather read something. Like, I'd rather read a how-to guide. I don't like looking at videos to do it. But having the option of having both makes it a much more nicer experience, and for your morale in your office when you get people in. And that's what we want. We want happy people.
Yeah, and another one is to do it when you're offering a new service. I like that. We're like, for all of us, so we obviously practice what we preach. We have our process mapping days, and we put everything goes down, everything's on the table, right? And it's not just, we've got the onboarding and the service delivery, but say if you have a download, what happens with that download? Okay, so they receive it, but is there any nurturing following up? Is there anything else that's happening? Is there a process that could be built out where you're missing a kind of a trick because you've got this great lead magnet, but you're not following up on that either? And again, it's just having that process. Everything you're putting out, what's the process? How do people find it? What can you do from that point onwards to nurture them?
Yeah. And I guess the benefit of what you guys do is actually, if people implement this from the beginning, it's relatively affordable and it sets them up to concentrate on their business.
Well, that's it. And that's the thing with the process mapping as well. But also, like, we do consultancy days, and it's looking, where are they now and where are they looking to go in the future? Of course, things might change, but are they looking to become a franchise, or are they looking to just grow their team? Do they want to keep it small? Like, we've had clients before, the family run business, they're not looking to grow. So to be honest, the free HubSpot was perfect for them. It did what they needed it to do. They weren't looking to grow. They were just looking to sustain. They were happy with life, and that's great. But then a lot of people do want to grow their business. So when you're looking at a system, you might not need, or cash flow might not be quite there yet to pay for the full subscription, but utilize what they have now. And then as your business grows, you can then up the level of subscription. You get more bells and whistles, and you can automate more.
What are the common systems and CRMs that HR consultants are currently using? What's the most common ones and easiest ones, I guess, to implement for people that want an easy life?
Oh, the easy would be the more and the less flexible. So like Monday.com, I would say is a great one, but you do need to, as you know yourself, you do need to invest some time in to set it up, because it's got everything like HubSpot, Zoho, they have everything. But Monday.com is a popular one with HR consultants. There's Flowloo.
It depends. I mean, it really depends on, again,
on the
systems. Some of the systems, like Monday.com is a great, you can have it as a CRM and a project management system. If you're just looking for somewhere for your clients to be as like a CRM, then, free HubSpot's pretty good. The only thing about free HubSpot is that if you do end up wanting to use more function, it goes from $0 to like £7,000 a month really quickly. That might be a bit of an exaggeration.
It's too much, isn't it?
That's quite a lot.
It goes up to 233 from £3 to £18 to 233. That's a massive gap. Whereas
wow, that's a big jump.
Yeah, and there's
the £18 version is rubbish. It doesn't even do half the things that you need it to. It's cheeky, soulless.
But but again, this is where we say, well, what's the best CRM? It depends as well. Like, obviously, there's industry specific software. So, like Breathe HR, you need that. But okay, so then you can look at seeing what are the actual requirements. Like Deb said, it's really what do you actually need. Some people love Capsule CRM. But it has got a project management feature. It's not as advanced as something like Monday, but that might be enough. Again, it depending how they work. This is why we always go to process mapping. Captera is a really good website to have a look at.
Right.
And also AppSumo. Like, I know with Flowloo, for an HR agency we worked with, and yeah, that was quite a new app. So they got it through AppSumo and for lifetime access, and they've got everything. So it depends, but again, there's a lot of variables. How do they work? What's the kind of the business structure? How are they going to grow? What are they looking for now? Yeah. And then also, how technically minded are they? Do they need something that's just plug in and go, something more like Capsule because there's not so much flexibility? Or are they going to get lost for 8 hours and have lots of fun? Or even better, just call Stebbington because it's what we do. And I think that's the thing. What something that we do bring is because this is what we do. This is we bring the experience as well as the knowledge, but we can see kind of highlight pitfalls before they happen. We can be proactive and go, don't do it that way.
I think that's why it's quite frustrating because we are system agnostic. It's really hard when people ask us that question because it's like, well, there's lots of different reasons. Because most people might focus just on one system, so they'll be like, yes, that system can do that. But because it's really hard to give that kind of answer. But I mean, the ones we've mentioned today are probably the most popular ones that we've done. But it really does depend on what you're looking for, what you need, where you want to go, and how your business works, and also what you like. Like we use Airtable at Stebbington as our CRM. It looks like a spreadsheet on steroids. It's colourful. It's got automation. It's fantastic.
She loves it.
I do love
I'm Asana. I like Asana because I get a mythical creature every couple of times.
You get flying creatures. So if that's important to you, go with Asana. It's the world is your oyster really with systems, but it depends on what you're looking for.
With systems, they will tell you they can do everything. And again, this is why it goes back to understanding, having it clear in your mind. What do you need? Do you want just a basic kind of Word template proposal, or do you want one with images and lots of fanciness? In which case, again, a system will go, yeah, we can do that. But when you look at it, they might not. So it's always like making sure you are clear in your mind, have demos. But once you've done your process map, because then those demos isn't just them selling at you, you can actually say, I want to specifically do this. Show me.
Yeah. And I think you've actually just nailed it there. I think, like anything, you start with your why and what is it you want to achieve. So if you absolutely understand what it is you want to do and what that needs to look like, then that's the point, I guess, where you then demo because you know exactly what you need and you're not being sold at and presenting with the fluffy stuff that makes them look good, but actually it still can't do what you're actually going to need it to do.
And we've come across that, like where it's like, but they said it could do this, and this. Like, but you don't need that. Like, that's not for your business. Or we had one with, where they've been using something for a couple of years, paying for it because they're tied into a contract, but
it doesn't do what they want to do.
No, not at all. It's like, look, you're with the wrong system. Yes.
And the reality is it's like that in life. I mean, I remember when I bought a new car, God, how long ago was that now? 6 years ago when I bought a new car, I went in, I went, right, this is what I want. I want heated seat. I want heaving steering wheel.
Nice.
I want this, this and this. I said, I'm rubbish at parking unless it's reverse parking. And they were like, and of course it ended there. Oh, it has this great thing on it where if you press a button, it self-parks. Well, so I was like, great, I'll go with the car. I'll give up on my heated steering wheel. I ain't getting that. I couldn't get it. The brand didn't do it on that car. So I took this fancy, it's going to park the car for me. But the first time it did it, it frightened me so much I was going to hit the car coming the opposite way. I never used it again in 6 years. So I paid for all of this extra, I want this on, never used it. And then I've actually changed my car recently. So I went in my daughter's car and I was like, oh, I like this that you've got and I like that. And I'm thinking of changing mine because it's not big enough for work purposes anymore. So I went into the garage and I was like, these are my needs. I need a big car because we do exhibitions now. I had a convertible, couldn't get anything.
In England? Why?
The hood was down twice this summer. So I was like, right, it needs to go. I can't get my grandchild in. And I need
on the lid
car because I keep having to steal my husband's, and I smashed the door in on my husband's recently by hitting one pot I couldn't see on the left. So I was like, I need to get my own car because I keep nicking his and it's making him nervous and I need to pay for his So I've just got this new big car and honestly trying to get used to it. But I went in and I was like, I still want my heated seat because I really struggle with the cold.
Yeah, I understand.
I need a good view because I'm little. The car's so big it actually has a step that comes out to help me to climb into it.
That's so cute. That's awesome.
Don't go there. It's a long-standing joke. I remember years ago in my early career, I got a BMW 3 Series and I actually couldn't reach the clutch and I had to have a clutch extension put on it. And I never heard the last of that in the workplace. So I'm used to getting the mickey took out of me because of my height. But we're going off track. Coming back to it. You get what you need when you know what you need.
Yes.
Otherwise, you get sold all of these fancy things that you're never going to use. And the reality is, even with the car I've got now, I've had it a couple of weeks and I still don't know half the things it can do because I haven't got the patience to sit in the car and play with all of the buttons. So even with my old car, I had it 6 years and half the stuff it could do I never knew because I don't do reading manuals. I know you do, Deb. I'm a visual learner, so I like a video. I like someone showing me. So I think, you're right in that know what you want, then get the trials and things like that. So we've obviously got quite a lot of work to do, but I know the difference that's going to make for my team because I even things like how do we log some advice we've given, I can show them, but then they'll forget and they're like, which folder and where does it go and which board do I use? Because I have built a very intricate system and that protects the clients and it protects us as well.
It is, I think it is that, isn't it? You can create this massive web and it can be amazing, but as long as you have that documentation or something to back it up so that you know what happens where and why, because there's also another reason to have this done is if something goes wrong. And I'm a big it's like I always number my automations and we always have a log because it's just then if something does fall down, you know where you're going to look at it and you're not going to spend 2 hours going, now I thought it was sent from there, but then it's So note down your processes. If they get nothing else from this podcast, please.
And map them out because, especially if you're a new consultant, because if it's a new consultant that's just setting up, it's all very well going, but I know how I do it. What if you reach a point where you need to bring in another consultant and you are so busy, you brought them in because you're busy, you haven't got time to sit down and take them through what they need. And then you're like, oh, it's not being done the way I want it.
Yeah.
And, so it absolutely, I guess one of the things I talk to consultants about now, when they first set up, is I always say to them, get everything you need and get your business ready from a commercial point of view. Because if you don't, once you become busy with the clients and those clients are coming in, you won't get it done. You won't have time to do that on top of running your business and doing that client casework and management. So, it might feel like you need to go out and network until the cows come home and, network and meet anyone and everyone. But the reality is get your business ready because once you become busy, you won't have time to do it.
Yeah, it's getting your house in order. 100%. You've got...
Yeah. Absolutely. Foundations, otherwise it will all collapse around you. And I quite often speak to consultants that, because I obviously quite often get a call of, can I pick your brain? You've been there, you've done it. And, doesn't mean I've always done it right though. Don't believe everything you say on social media. No, we none of us are perfect. We just don't put it all on social media.
Perfection is an illusion.
We go on a call. None of us are perfect. What's some of the biggest mistakes that HR consultants make when they first set up their business? What's the biggest advice you would give them?
I think one thing that gets missed, which I mentioned earlier, was the prospecting phase. They don't have anything because the map processes aren't really mapped and are not thinking about how people find out who they are or like, you know, come into their universe. I find that a lot of people don't have any of that information. So they might have, you know, clients, but there's nothing before that. So when you're first starting your business, you've got to go out and network, you've got to meet people, you've got to do all of that stuff. And then don't seem to be collecting that information anywhere. So on a business side, I think that would help if people had something, a CRM, or, you know, if you haven't got a CRM or anything, you're starting with a spreadsheet, just logging those people in and having reminders to follow up. I think that would be from my side, I think.
Yeah, and integrating. So if you've got people signing up for a newsletter in one spot and you've got people getting a lead magnet or something from another spot and you're having make sure, like Deb said, it leads on with that, is having that one source of truth, one place where is everyone. And we say spreadsheets, you must, but there are free versions of CRMs, and those CRMs means that you can manage them. You can then integrate your website, you can integrate if MailerLite or MailChimp or whatever you integrate them so that there is one source of truth, and it is a nurture. It's relationship management software, so it will help you nurture those relationships. They might not always be clients, you know, they might be even partners. I know, like in our CRM, half of them are just people that we might collaborate with in the future, or just contact, you know, if we can't help them, hey, you need to go and speak to this person. Keeping all of that information together, because then, and even if you don't have an email marketing list, get one. Even if you're not sending newsletters, it's never too early to start getting someone to put in their information that they're interested. Because even if you don't want to do newsletters, maybe you want to do a seasonal email, or when I know there's been obviously with the budgets and all the stuff the governments are doing, maybe there's some HR updates that need to come out. So it doesn't have to be a regular newsletter, but start collecting that. And like Deb said, collecting it and having it in one source of truth. That would be my biggest bit of advice, because then everything else from there, you're then nurturing them into clients, you're then delivering a service, you're HR professionals, you know what you're doing in that space, but it's just making sure that you're capturing that data. It's like when people go off and do massive marketing kind of campaigns, how are you managing those leads? How are you going to make sure that no one slips through the net? So CRM, I guess, is the main bit of advice. Have one source of truth. One source of
your
truth,
magic
and
word
document it.
Yeah, and then add in all the automation. Yeah,
and then add in the automations.
Yes.
I love a bit of automation. I love it when it does it. And it's that little robot in the corner. Honestly, me and the team get so much pleasure when we're like, oh, look what appears.
It's a proper little dopamine hit, though, isn't it? Oh, and that's actually another bit of advice with that, is build foundations first, because you can automate so much, but you will find that you might end up building automation that's not even needed. So we always say, start with the basics. Is there a follow-up if you haven't heard from a lead after a week or 10 days? Start with the real basics, use it, and then build onto it. Don't try and just do it all in one hit and go, well, then it's done. It doesn't work like that. And you'll find there'll be stuff that, oh, yeah, I tried that, but then didn't, That's my next bit of advice. Foundations first, and then build the house.
We've talked about what HR consultants can be doing. And I think from what we've talked, it's do it early. I mean, it's probably more painful for someone where I'm at the stage I'm at, but I didn't know you guys in those days, but it's absolutely work with you guys early. What's next for Stebbington? What's upcoming projects? What's your future plans? Anything exciting you need to share with us?
World domination. Obs.
How does that not surprise me, Steph?
There's no limit. Well, this guy. Well, I know there's something Devs is looking to do in the future, is a TED Talk or TEDx Talk. That's on the list.
For my vision board.
Yeah.
TEDx on the vision board. Noted.
Yeah.
For any of my listeners that are TEDx, and I have a few contacts. I think there's TEDx Durham and Newcastle. There's TEDx Teesside. You never know, ladies.
Would be fun. Go on, Debs. Where do you think we're going?
Well, I think obviously we want to grow our business. So eventually, like we'd love to be eventually the kind of place that businesses go to for like system agnostic, kind of non-biased advice and support, because we see it so much where people have been sold systems they're not happy with, and they come to us, and then we're trying to pick through and fix what these people have done in the first place. And it makes people feel it's all about morale, isn't it? And I think it makes people feel, when you've got a business and you've got your own business, but you hate using any of your systems, like it's something you have to have in your business. But if you hate that part of it, so it's kind of spreading the joy of it all, and of tech, and making things easy for people. So eventually, just sort of being the people that people come to, where we can give support and advice and just help out, and they know that their systems will work with them.
Yeah, and we've grown the team, but when we have discussed with growing the team, would be we'd have more experts, because not everyone's new, I suppose. Like, not everyone's Bevs and Steph, so we understand that some people. So that is also something of kind of, because no matter what, our integrity is one of our real core values. So we're keeping that agnostic, not affiliated, no matter how much they beg. No, we're going to give them the unbiased opinion to the people, because seeing businesses missold things, it is disheartening, and watching teams go, I just don't like the system. It's just, no, it should be there to assist and help you, not make you feel sad. So I guess that we haven't dressed up as purple dinosaurs for a while, so that's probably going to happen again in 2026.
Wasn't that a little reel I saw from you guys? And
there's many reels. We have many reels.
So, on Stebbington LinkedIn, you'll find there's mostly professional.
Yeah.
Go to Stebbington TikTok. That's where Debbie's creativity is allowed to run wild. So purple dinosaurs bought for us by our accountants. So yeah.
So there we go. You've got the LinkedIn and the TikTok. I've not gone brave enough for the TikTok yet. But
TikTok's fun, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, it depends what you're trying. Like, for us, I think it's the platform where we get to there's no denying it. If you're going to work with us, you have to have a sense of humour.
You've got to have a sense of humour.
Yeah. Like, we love what we do, and we get excited about it every day, and we love that. But because of that, we do enjoy it. We like laugh. We take business seriously, but life needs to have fun, right?
Yeah.
So TikTok for us, that's where we get to do the real.
And I guess one of the questions is, and one of the things to kind of make our listeners on the podcast aware is, you do create that safe space for the neurodiverse mind, because the reality is, I brain dump on you. I'm like, oh, can we do this and this and this and this and this and this? I don't want to do it. I just want to give you the ideas. Can you go away and do it for me? Because otherwise it won't get done. Yeah. And even on email, I keep kind of going, I need to set up a WhatsApp with you two, because if you're emailing me, you're not going to get a response. I'm too busy. I'm never at my laptop anymore. But actually, if you WhatsApp me, that instant my phone pings on WhatsApp, I'm there.
Well, exciting stuff. We've just got an office number. So we have a new WhatsApp business as of last week. You heard it here first.
Press.
Yes.
I will have to speak to you about that, because I'm actually in the process of looking at a community WhatsApp set up for our clients, where we can do instant announcements like the budget yesterday and things like that. And I'm not going to deny, it makes me a little bit nervous when you can see in certain ways it's set up, your clients and people that you put into it can set up their own groups and they can respond. And I'm like, no, I just want to share updates and links and, and kind of this is coming or that's coming, so they see it instantly. So yes, we will have a conversation to make sure that's done right. So I will have a chat with you ladies about the expertise on that one.
Yeah, that's going to be not on the podcast, unless we can do an episode of setting up your WhatsApp.
Okay, so lots of exciting things coming. I certainly look forward to doing one of my brain dumps on you of, can we do this and can we do that and what about this and what about that? So there's definitely a little bit more to follow up. And I know for anyone that's kind of thinking, actually, these ladies could be for me and help me set up, you do operate both a retained and a kind of ad hoc service as well, don't you? So people don't need to worry they're going to get tied into something. And I'll certainly vouch you are affordable and you do a brilliant job for us. So, absolutely. And oh my God, the difference it makes for your business. I'm just like, can we just do this? I just don't have, otherwise it will sit on my list forever and not get done, and I drive people nuts on that.
We do the pay as you go, it's called our Steb and Go, and then we have a Steb and Stay, and then if it's an actual full implementation, it's a project, and it's a different kind of scope, because we also, even once we've done a project, we like to make sure we're still on standby to support, because you can use a system and then 2 months later go, actually this has happened.
So we can break it, but you can fix it.
I do. We do like to challenge our clients. Go on, try and break it. Try.
Try. Ladies, I've really enjoyed our conversation. We've talked about working smarter. We've talked about understanding what you need to do and why and which are the systems. We've talked about how they can reduce a lot of that manual crunch that they're having to do and automating it at the moment. And it all makes business sense, which is what we talk about and the whole point of our podcast. If anybody is thinking, I need these ladies sorting my life out and my business out, how do they reach you?
Well, they can drop us an email at admin@stebbington.com, or we've got our website, which is www.stebbington.com. But you'll also find us lurking around in LinkedIn under @Stebbington, TikTok @Stebbington, YouTube Stebbington, where we have our podcast. So
and we also have a lot of how-to videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if people are looking for little tips, and again, because we're system agnostic, there's MailerLite, Monday, Asana, Airtable, Zapier. There's loads of little videos there. So yeah.
So for anyone that's kind of listening, system agnostic basically means you're not tied into anything in particular. You cover a whole range of different things.
Yep.
And if we don't know it, we can find out about it. We've worked with so many different types of systems, so CRM systems, project management systems, booking systems, financial systems, payment gateway systems, all of the systems. So
industry-specific systems.
Yeah,
I said this was going to be lively, didn't I?
We just love systems.
Turn the volume down. Oh, ladies, I've really enjoyed this. Thank you ever so much. Obviously, we've got a lot of work still to be doing together this year, and obviously going into 2026 as well. We've got an even bigger piece of work that, you know, we've got ongoing with you. I certainly do recommend to anyone that's listening, getting you ladies in very early stages, get those foundations built from the beginning, because obviously I made it painful, but I didn't know you ladies 9 years ago when I set up in business.
Well,
Everything's easier when you do it from the beginning. Thank you again, ladies, and thank you for our listeners.
Oh, and thank you very much for having us. And yeah, thank you everyone for listening.
it was a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to the HR Business Blueprint podcast. For any information on what we've covered in this episode, head over to the show notes. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Thanks for listening.